Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat and today we're going to try and get our Uncle Howdy. The rewards we've got thus far are of course Charlie Dempsey, Bruce Creed and Erwin R. Shyster. Now we have the finisher on our first giant, which is LA Knight, and we're going to try and do a lot of damage here by activating all three of these. So we know the last one's going to end in right arrow. And our first one's going to be left arrows, which is given us 3 of. And we know the next one's going to be up and down arrows. So we're just going to leave them as they are. It's going to deal a lot of damage for us. Okay, so we want to get rid of everything except for the right arrows. Now I've got 2 Sami Zayns there. And our next best one is going to be LA Knight. And there we go, that's 521,000 already. Which is going to bring us up to 11.5 million. Now we'll get that later on. At the moment, we're just going to fill these bouts and continue to use these finishers. The giant finisher is the most important one, but of course the rest do help to get those attacks increased. So we know the middle one's going to be up and down arrows. So we're going to leave the Roman Reigns and the Goldegooker for that. And there we've got a set of 4, which is going to deal a lot of damage. 260,000, I believe that was. Then we've only got 2 here, so we'll go for the next 2 strongest cards. And that is again over 500,000. So that's another 1 million between 2 attacks. There you are, we're over 12 million of the 15.9 million that we need to get Uncle Howdy. So the last one's going to be both left and right. And the blue arrows. So we're going to start off with a set of 4, which is going to be massive. And then this is going to be up arrows, obviously. We've only got the 2, and that's all we're going to use. Because we know we've got 3 blue arrows here. And that's going to give us another set of 4. There we go, that's 600,000 damage this time. 635,000. Now this one we're missing one of them. We don't have the draw 3 cards of the starting one. I think we will buy 5 of it just to get this finished off. So the last one's going to be up and down arrows. So we should start with at least 3 right arrows. And we know the next one is going to be left arrows. We'll just leave those. Then we've got 3 up and down arrows for the last one, at least. And that is 4. So we want to go with the strongest ones, which I think is those ones. It's going to be another 560,000. Brings up to 13.3 million. So this is like reasonably the only time that you want to use your gear is when the giant is on this danger level here. When you can get off your finishers, which are going to deal a lot of damage. And we know that down arrows are next. That is unfortunate. Okay, so we're going to go for everything except for the Brawn Breaker. And that should deal a little bit of damage as well. We're at 13.8 of the 15.9 that we need. So we are very quickly approaching our end point here. And we are going to buy just 5 more of this one. There we go. It's been a little bit strange there, so I just wanted to make sure that it was actually selecting them. We've got 3 up arrows as well, so we had 3 down arrows, 3 up arrows. And we will use everything apart from the Apollo Cruise, which is only Feral. There we are, we're at 14.4. And we're just going to buy another 5 bouts just to get this cleared. So we know the last one is up and down arrows. So what we're going to do here is we are going to get rid of the Gobbledygooker to give us the most amount of chance of getting right arrows. Which we didn't get many, only got 1. And we're just going to leave the rest of that there. Because these 4 will do a decent amount of damage in themselves, which still gets us over that 500,000 mark. And now we're only 1 million away from getting Uncle Howdy. Which we should realistically be able to do in 2 matches, if we manage to keep this up. Now we're not going to use the middle one, which means we aren't going to know what's in this 3rd space anymore. But we should still have the luck for this one. And I'm going to use this left arrow as well, on the basis that the next one could be the down arrows. We want to try and hit as many of those as possible. Okay, it was the left arrows, so we're going to use everything apart from the down arrows, of course. That still gives us 3 down arrows for the last part here. And we've got all 4, which is going to deal a lot of damage as well. And that's another 500,000. Now we should only be around 500,000 away from completion. It's actually less than 500,000, I believe. So we could do it in this match here, and if we don't, then we'll do it in the next one. Now we're only using the giant finisher. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with these 3. Now is the next one going to be right arrow or up and down arrow? It's right arrow. And we've got 3 of them. And then the last one has to be the up and down arrows. And we'll throw in the rock in there just to deal a little bit more damage. 428,000. That'll be just a little bit less than what we need. There we are, we are only 50,000, in fact actually it's 40,000, 41,000 away from getting our Uncle Howdy. So 1 more match here with the finisher should clear this up. And then we'll get onto the heroic side and we can see what is available on that side. Okay, we've got 2 left arrows, and we're going to leave those 3 there. Hopefully this is up and down arrow now. That was unfortunate, but we do have 4 up and down arrows ready to go at the end there. And that's even better. In fact, actually, I think Angelo Dawkins is just a little bit better than Roman Reigns. That's 436,000 because of that final push there. And with that, we are done. And we have our Uncle Howdy. There he is. That is locked down. And the Heroic Giants Unleashed are now unlocked. Now at this stage we're going to claim our packs because we have 50 of them. And that left arrow, Uncle Howdy, is going to help out our deck quite a bit. Always check to make sure that your event card isn't there. Now, we're not going to dust those cards, we're going to use them to train up our Uncle Howdy. And also very cool, you can actually just use your Bo Dallases if you have Bo Dallas from older images. And of course you can use all of your other Uncle Howdy images that you may have picked up as well. I quite like that one. I think that's maybe what I'm going to stick with for the time being. And then we're just going to go to select all. Now, first of all, we want to go into Performance Center. Now, we're still in the middle of training up our Liv Morgan. So, let's try and finish her off first of all. And she still has 4 hours and 28 minutes remaining. So we're going to just use the rest of these to try and finish off Liv Morgan, and then we'll begin training up the Uncle Howdy. And sometimes they leave it right to the end. We've got a metal Maxine Dupree there. It still says 2 hours. And it is now complete. And now we're going to train up. Oh, I just realised we can't train up our Uncle Howdy because the event is still ongoing. You can't use it in the Performance Center. I had completely forgotten about that. So instead we're just going to train them up naturally. And our draft board is complete. But now let's take a quick look and see the heroic side. And there you are, you can get Julius Creed at 19.49. At 22.15 you've got a Legion William Regal. And then at 26.58 you get our very first heroic upgrade of the Legion tier. So let's just go ahead and do one more little match here. Get that out of the way, and that will be the end of this little video. And we're not going to use anything, we're just going to play it normally. Because we've got our event card, and that is what we were looking for. Now what I can do here is I could use the 2 up arrows and the down arrow on the basis of trying to hope that the next one's a right arrow, or I could leave them and presumably the next one's going to be up and down arrows. I think I'm going to leave them. Just realised that wasn't a left arrow, that was a right arrow, wasn't it? That was silly of me. But at least we have the set of 4 here. It is quite late here in the big old home of the Grand Cat in Scotland. And there we go, you can see that we are very, very close to getting our Julius Creed, which is feral tier. And get that out of the way so we can move back into the legions. And there we go, folks, and it is 4:57 AM here in the hometown of the big old Grand Cat. So that is going to be it for this little video, and I really hope that you've all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so that you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.